Every day, companies are faced with the decision of lowering their standards to come to a better cost-benefit ratio on a particular product or process. Many times, companies think of their bottom line rather than their mission, vision, and guiding principles. Should a company move offshore when they brand themselves as homegrown in America? Will they lose their customer base? Often companies that market themselves as being of a particular organizational culture in the beginning find it difficult to remain true. For example, the Federal Trade Commission published a consumer information article exposing companies who said they were made in the USA, but in fact they were not. According to Hernandez, Block Division Incorporated, a Texas-based company, has promised to halt its misleading claims that its pulley blocks and equipment were made in USA. In the following vignette, Maria Santos, BioHealth and Life Products Department Head of Purchasing, declines to buy 100,000 pounds of genetically modified Echinacea at a price point which would be greater savings than their regular distributor. Why is this decision important? Because of the BioHealth and Life Products vision is to help provide customers with the healthiest lifestyle possible in the most natural ways. Their mission is to develop products that are safe, effective, affordable, and natural, with the customer's health always as the priority. Act 1. Maria encounters a forest of uncertainty. Opens with Maria and an unseen sales rep from Echinacea Unlimited. Ciao, Maria. It's great seeing you again. I want to share with you a new blend of Echinacea our lab has been working on. Your lab? BioHealth and Life Products are all natural, and our current purchasing agreement is as such. Did I say lab? I meant to say we've just been experimenting with a new strand of Echinacea that is a huge cost savings. Maybe we can look at revising our purchase agreement to include some of our genetically modified products in your company's lines. Our customers have been with us for generations. Times are changing, but I'm not willing to lower our standards without changing our mission and vision. Our customers would be betrayed, and our staff would be as well. Aside 1. Cut to Maria talking to herself. Maybe changing our mission and vision is needed. During our recent organizational climate survey, many employees were unhappy. Are we focusing too much on what instead of what is? But if we change now, we may lose the bedrock of biotech's culture. According to Brubaker, trees, in regard to organizational structure and culture, fall under the culture of the company. In organizational culture, it's detrimental to the success of the company, oftentimes more than the organization's structure, due to the simple fact that the culture is what defines and determines an organization's behavior. The forest trees, much like an organization's behavior, dictate the way a culture of the forest is set up. Although the culture in different companies can be often hard to comprehend, which is largely due to the fact that culture is based off of each individual company's values, beliefs, norms, and assumptions, it's often important to remember that organization structure is strong, if not strong, than the leaders of the organization. According to Madhu, the forest is the whole may be what the structure consists of, but without the culture, the trees compromising the structure, there'd be no structure. The trees represent the ethical culture of the forest, in essence, which means that the trees promote the organizational growth of the forest. The growth of the forest ties in the fact that the forest, although recognized as the leader, would be nothing without the trees, which are like the employees. The trees are what the forest is made of, and what the forest continues to grow. According to Nagy, The forest in regards to organizational structure and culture falls under the structure of the company. Organizational structure, which is defined as a way a company is put together, the framework is organized within, and the foundation on which the coalition is functioning is the basis for choosing leadership, accepting membership, and making decisions. Every organization will have a different structure, but what does not negate that each organization will consist of three factors: a governance of some sort, rules that dictate the organization's operations, the dissemination of work. The governance of the forest is a forest as a whole. The rules that dictate the organization can be organized as the layout for the forest and the way the trees keep in line, and the dissemination of work can be recognized as the trees helping sustain the total image of the forest. Gosh, I never thought about that. I have to think of all these things before I make a decision. As head of purchasing, I'm in charge of this. I don't want to make the wrong decision and have the company go down. What should I do? Let me go talk to that sales rep again and get more information. Act 2. Maria decides to fell some culture or structure. Hey, it's up to you, but companies reinvent themselves every day. Maybe it's time BioHealth Life Products comes into the future. And as always, all purchase agreements are confidential. So maybe you don't reinvent yourself, publicly. We can just keep it between you and I. Our mission and vision is not only for our customers, but it's also the driving force behind our company. Like trees in the forest of uncertainty, our structure supports our company's culture, which defines us. Sacrificing our core beliefs is not worth the cost-benefit ratio, even if it's that great. Aside 2. Cut to Maria talking to herself. Gosh, this is such a hard decision. We're out here in the forest. We're trying to make a decision. I could probably get a really great bonus from this, but am I going to sell myself out or sell the company out just for the bottom line to make a buck or a euro or a yen? Because we're such a global company. How can we figure this out? I remember I was reading Business Insider the other day. They always have that interesting ads on Facebook and different social media outlets, and it almost forces you to read, hold on. Let's just talk about this at hand. I always go off sidetrack sometime. And I remember the typical hierarchical arrangement of lines of authority, communications, rights and duty of an organization. Organizational structure determines how roles, power, responsibilities are assigned, controlled, and coordinated, how information flows between the different levels of management. A structure depends on the organization's objective and strategy. In a centralized structure, the top layer of management has the most of the decision-making power and the tight control over departments and divisions. In the decentralized structure, the decision-making power is distributed and the departments and divisions may have different degrees of independence. So I don't know, do I have the ability to make this decision? Does it fall on me? It's one purchase order. Does it really matter? I think I have to remember the values and behavior that contribute to the unique social and psychological environment of an organization. Organizational culture includes an organizational expectations, experiences, philosophy, and values they hold together. And it's expressed in a self-image, inner workings, interactions with outside world, and future expectations. It's based on shared attitude, beliefs, customs, written and unwritten rules that have been developed over time and are considered valid. Our company's been around for a long time, and we're going to just sacrifice everything just to make this money? I don't know. Also called corporate culture, it's shown in the ways the organization conducts its business, treats its employees, customers, and the wider community. It extends to which freedoms allowed in decision-making, developing new ideas, personal expression, how power and information flows through its hierarchy, how committed employees are collective towards its objectives. It affects the organization's productivity and performance and provides guidelines on customer care and service, product quality, safety, attendance, punctuality, and concern for the environment. See, I don't know. This guy said he made this in a lab. He says he has a new strand of it. I'm not sure. Are we still talking about engineer? Is this how all other companies are going? Are we just going to be the next one in line to fold and become something different, even though we already are different? Our prices are higher because we have a quality product. I can't make this decision alone. Act 3. Maria decides to replant the future of biotech. Hey Maria, you decide yet? Remember, customers always will be loyal even if a company's not. It's physiological, it's psychological, you know how we do it. Just make them believe in a few new advertisements. We're willing to drive down your costs, which means a bigger bonus for you in the long run. It's very easy to look at culture and structure as one, however. They're separate components. A good analogy for organizational structure and organizational culture is a marriage. You're familiar with that, right? Organizational culture cannot exist long-term without organizational structure and vice versa. A forest without trees, structure with no culture, is just an empty space. There is no culture that can stand without the support structure. Hey Maria, thanks for the organizational leadership lesson, but I already have my degree. So what's your decision? Genetically modified at a lower cost, or a regular all-natural shipment at the current agreed-upon price? Or maybe we'll have to negotiate a little bit since times are changing. This force is getting cold. I need an answer. This is a hard decision. You can't just pressure me into this. I think I'm going to make some calls. I don't want to sell everybody out. I know I'm head of purchasing, but I just can't do this alone. So your answer is no. I came out here for nothing. Alrighty. In conclusion, if Maria were to accept that offer, biotech either would have to change their culture to incorporate a new and different product. To do this, the company would have to create an entire new sales division created just for that customer. Manufacturing may need to create a sub-process to build specialized product as well. Thank you, Root. Extreme changes like this would directly impact the financial stability of the company and current growth paths, sustainability commitments. Biotech's organizational structure and culture is transitioning into a more collaborative decision-making, as well as bringing the divisions closer together and shared resources. In the new environment, the creation and exchanging of new ideas will be encouraged, but make for a better changeover. The company's vision is to help provide everyone with the healthiest lifestyle possible in the most natural ways. Incorporating genetically modified products would only cause the brand to lose its credibility. We can't do this to the founding fathers of this company. We were trying to reinvent ourselves, but the decision is no. We want to stay an all-natural company, even if the price is higher. We have to do that. We've been around too long to go with the flock. We got to lead from the front, lead the way, and stay all natural.